Each year, I take one photo of my toddler at the beach. Same spot, same time. It's become a tradition that shows me how he's growing. This year, I didn't go as planned. Balancing what I hoped for with what my toddler wanted was interesting. But in the end, I did get one photo and that's enough. So in this video, I'm sharing a few lessons that might save you some headaches next time you try a beach photo shoot with your little one. These lessons apply regardless if you are shooting with your phone or camera. And stay until the end where I will share a quick editing secret. You may expect me to talk to the more technical elements of taking a picture here, but the truth is the key for success lays in preparation. And this is where I failed the first time around. Here are two major things you would like to consider. Meeting your toddler's needs at all layers of their Maslow pyramid. I will break this down and I will give examples as we go through the video, but basically it means that you would like to make sure their needs for comfort, safety and fun are met so that you get a more cooperative toddler. Plus, you want to know the compositional and technical elements of what you want to capture. You do this by preparing for the what, when and how. What is your packing list? First up is packing toddler basics. Snacks, water, change of clothes, potty. I know it sounds obvious, but trust me, even if you just miss one of these, it can derail the whole outing. The more prepared you are to meet your child's physiological needs for rest, food, potty and comfort, the better you are set up for cooperation. And yes, I did forget the travel potty the first time around. We left it in nursery and that was really my first sign that the day is not going to go smoothly. I talk a lot about color harmonies on this channel and I do believe that colors are a big contributor to a photo success and how pleasing it is to the eye. It is, at least for my eyes anyways. So for this outing I chose a pale green top and a blue short combo, which I thought would complement the greens and blues of the beach scene very nicely. It probably wouldn't have worked as well if I chose a bright yellow large pattern top for him. I hope you see what I mean. Of course, as usual, keep their comfort in mind and think about whether they would enjoy wearing it. Next on your packing list is your phone or the lens. If you are shooting with a phone, then you are set, but if you are shooting with DSLR, you want to consider choosing the right lens, and I would suggest, especially for a beach photo shoot, to use a 50mm or a 35mm lens, which will allow you to stay closer to your child. This will ensure his safety needs are met and they can carelessly and freely play without worrying about you getting too far from them. Now moving on to when. One of the biggest mistakes with beach photography is when you just go. It was a mid-August gorgeous morning and I thought to myself, this is perfect, let's go out and capture our yearly photo with him. Blue sky, sunshine, that's what summer is all about. But whilst we love it, our cameras, not so much. And in the toddler routines, bedtimes, nap times, the timing puzzle gets even more complicated. On bright sunny days, our window of opportunity is at either the first 2 hours of the daylight or the last 2 hours of the daylight when the sun is lower on the sky. This is what we call golden hour. This is when you get that very nice, soft and flattering light. If you go later, the sun is high up in the horizon and you will end up with blown out highlights, and this is what happened in our first trial as well. I tried to rush out early in the morning, but with the toddler it was just hard to get out, and of course it didn't work. So the second time around we did it differently. We headed out in the afternoon. We went out around 5 p.m. The sun was lower on the sky and we managed to get that gorgeous light. And here is something I learned. Don't write off cloudy days. Clouds act like a natural diffuser of the sunlight and you get a very nice even lighting, which actually allows you more room to play with when it comes to timing as well. But also clouds add interest to your image as well. So it's definitely worth to give it a shot. Another thing you want to do is checking tide times, especially if you are on a pebbly beach like us. Having the tide that gives us some of that nice smooth wet sand and reflections as well. The first time arrived late in the morning as the tide was coming in, which meant that we quickly ran out of beach and we were rushed with taking pictures as well. The second time around I checked the tide times and we arrived as the tide was going out, so it left more room for us to play with and more time for taking the pictures as well. Moving on to how. Before we cover a couple of technical details, I want to equip you with this crucial lesson. Do the toddler fun first. I was so caught up by us arriving late to the beach and the tide was coming in, so I thought maybe we can just quickly take the picture first. But no, he wasn't having it. Here is what he was promised to happen. I told him that we are going to go to the coffee shop and we get some coffee, and then we are going to do the play park and splash pool, and then we are going to do the beach and sit at the beach, look at the waves, play around and take some pictures. But instead I changed up the order and all the cooperation went out of the window. He kept asking for the splash pool and he wasn't interested in playing in the beach at all. Second time around we stuck to the promised routine and he was cooperative and joyful at the beach. Not only including play, family time and bonding in and outing strengthens their need in the love and belonging layer of their environment, but keeping our promises help toddlers feel respected. Respect goes a long way. Following through a routine shows them you value their needs. That sense of trust builds confidence and makes them more open when you ask, can we take a photo now? Finally, you want to encourage and let them lead with play. I told him the tide was out and he could play around like it was a giant puddle, splish splash, and he could try to build a sandcastle, which piqued his interest, and he was very happy to play around in the beach. And these are where the most authentic photos come from, because they are meeting their needs to explore and just be themselves. Now here are a couple of technical bits that you want to consider that will help you capture some great images of toddler play. You will want to use burst mode because kids don't pause, they move. So shooting a series will help you keep momentum and ensures that you will end up at least one successful frame. In terms of settings, if you are using a camera, you want to set it to continuous shooting and then keeping the shutter down after setting focus. And if you are on iPhone, go to settings, then click camera, turn on the use volume up for burst. So now when you go to your camera app, the volume up will shoot a burst of photos. This is so much easier when you are chasing a toddler around. And finally, during sunset or actually in any strong backlight situation, you always want to slightly underexpose. Sunsets have bright areas in the sky, and if you normally expose, then you can easily end up with blown out highlights in the image, leaving the sky flat and washed out. Slight underexposure preserves gradient, colors. It's what makes the photo magical. On the camera, you do this by increasing your shutter speed, but this applies for phones too, where you just want to tap to set focus, then slightly start to drag the exposure down a little. If it looks dark for your eyes, don't worry, because you can always leave the shadows up and brighten your subject in editing. And just to finish, I want to show you a quick editing secret that I did just to make this photo pop. It is optional and I know it's not for everyone. We actually had a cloudy sky on the day, but the clouds weren't really placed behind Cami. They were more to the side from the angle that I was shooting, and so I really wanted that interest to be behind him, so I did a sky replacement in Photoshop. Here is how. Before you make any adjustments to your image, you click Edit, Sky Replacement, then you can select the sky you want, or you can also upload an image if you wanted to. Make any adjustments as you see fit. You can darken, brighten, change tones to match the style of the image. Then you hit OK. Now you can see that the sky has been changed. You may want to blur the sky a bit to match the depth of field in your image. Anyways, this is the final image, and these are my lessons and tips that I learned along the way. I've decided to hang these up on our wall, and I'm really excited to add to our collection and show how he is growing with each year. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you are a parent or a dog parent and you would like to capture your little ones or your fur babies, I think you would really enjoy this series here. I appreciate you, and I see you in my next video.